KUGAN CASSIUS Rifle Team in association with Macklin's in Marbella. We're at the Manchester Arena here for Pride of Manchester, fighting on the bill tonight. Brian the Lion Rose, plugging CMP. Surprise. 8 rounds, win over Ruslan Pojonisevs.
Glad you can see it.
Yeah, just about. Must be weird for you. I mean, you're second on the bill tonight and you're not really used to that, are you?
No, not at all. And I was saying to a guy there, although people are saying, you know, people probably will say you should have got him out of there and stuff like that. Listen, my nose come open 2 weeks ago again in sparring, so I weren't willing to risk getting that hit. I've got a dicky shoulder. I wasn't 100% fit, but I knew it was my chance to get out before Christmas against the right opponent, so I used it as that. Walking out there tonight was very strange because I walked out in front of like 10,000 people in Hull, and then from that I've come here, and obviously I'm used to Sky cameras and stuff. It sounds a bit big-headed, but I'm used to cameras being around me in interviews and things like that now, and it wasn't there. So it's very hard to get up for a fight when it's not there.
Why are you middleweight now?
I was killing myself getting down to 11 stone. If I'm honest, I'm probably not a middleweight yet. You know, I'm still growing into a middleweight. But 11, so I can't get them to last 2-3 pounds off. It absolutely kills me. 11.4, 11.5 would be perfect, but you can't fight that. 11.6 is middleweight, and it is probably a little bit too heavy for me. But I'll build into it, and I'll become a middleweight over time with the right strength and nutrition.
After your defeat to Carson Jones, you put the result right in your last fight. But what stage of your career do you feel like you're at the moment, Brian?
I still want a world title. You know, I still dream of winning a world title, and I still think on the right night against the right person, I'll become world champion. I mean, look at Liam Smith. Liam Smith got the right person on the right night, and fair play to him. You know, I fought Demetrius Andrade for that title, and he fights him. But every credit to him. You know, if I could have had that opportunity, I'd have been over the moon. But it wasn't to be. So I still think I'm capable of winning a world title, but it's about looking after my family now. I want big fights for good money, and if I win a world title in the process, great. But world title second, money first.
There were a few rumours that you were actually offered the fight against Liam Smith. Was that true?
It was true, but I couldn't make the weight, and for me the money wouldn't have been enough for me to make that weight. I don't fancy losing to someone because of weight issues. Liam Smith, it would have been a really tough fight, no doubt about it, but with me having weight issues against Carson Jones the first time, which is why I moved up to 11 stone 4, there's no way I could have took that risk, because I would have been beat. I would have got beat because of the weight. There's no way I could have done it.
So moving forward for you now, obviously, you know, you've, through your own admission, saying you're not, like I said, a full middleweight yet, but how many fights do you feel you have to have before you can sort of challenge at any sort of top level?
I think if I'm going into the next fight and it's a big fight, I'll use my speed, my boxing ability to my advantage. So strength might not come into it the next 2-3 fights, but 2-3 fights down the line, when I do need that strength and to dig deep against someone as strong as me, that's when it'll count. So over the next 2 or 3 fights, I'm going to build strength and power in the gym, and build into the weight with the right nutrition. I worked with Kerry Kays, close to Kerry Kays, and it was him that told me to move up 2 years ago, before I won the British title.
There's no shortage of domestic opponents at middleweight in this country. Is there anyone who you'd like to target to sort of get yourself back on the map, if you like?
I'll leave that to Eddie. I've never been one to be controversial or call anyone out. You know, your John Ryders and things like that. He's a good fighter, and you know, he's probably a 50-50 fight on paper. But I don't want to win a British title again. I've done that. I've been that. I've got a British title at home. I don't want to fight for a British title again. I want to fight for international, intercontinental titles, then for a world title. That's what I want to do. Like I say, I've got that British title now. I don't want another. I can't get another. So what's the point in fighting for?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. But
And again, if the money's right, I'll do it.
so if the money was right and he was offered,
Them sort of fights, yeah.
yeah.
But the money's got to be right.
But ideally, like I said,
Yeah, ideally,
you've seen and done that, and
Yeah.
you want to accomplish what you haven't done in your career.
Of course, yeah. There's no point in me moving up to middleweight and fighting for a British title again when I've got one of them at home.
That's fair enough. How did you assess your performance tonight?
Good, solid performance. Could have done more, but didn't need to do more. I didn't want to risk cutting my nose again. Didn't want to risk my shoulder. I've got issues, and I had issues going into the fight, so I just stuck to my jab. People say I can win fights on jab, and that's what I did tonight.
All right. Well, listen, there's no need for that whatsoever.
Solid jab.
There's no need for that whatsoever. But fair enough. Brian, thanks for talking to IFL TV.
Thank you, mate.
That's all right. And we'll catch up with you soon.
It's weird you being serious, you know.
What? Are you serious?
It was.
Well, Rimmer
Usually he's like,
He's there. He's there.
Hi, brother. Are you okay?
are you alright? Yeah, you're alright. It's like weird.
I remember them first interviews with you, and you had baseball boots on. You've got a pair of fucking Gucci on. What's going on, mate?
Can't swear. Oh no.
Oh, sorry.
No, you can swear. You're back to the jungle, so you can swear.
All right, we're okay, mate. You've got Gucci's on. You're having it away. All these pictures in hotels and all that with your lady. You're smashing it, mate, aren't you?
All right, that's my private life. Okay. That's my private life. That's my private life. All right, good to see you, Bobby Rimmer, Brian Rose.
Thank you.
And we'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks.
All right.